Hey, I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Daryl.
And we are the Bakers. We are here again with another podcast. And we are, again, endeavoring to help you find ways to enrich your marriage. What, honey? One day at a time. And so our goal during this season is to provide, hopefully, encouragement and then also practical activities and things you can do while we are social distancing ourselves. So how do we think that's going? We've been in the house. This is probably week 2. It seemed like it's been longer than that, actually. But we've been self-quarantining, social distancing. So how do you think it's going for us, honey, as a couple? Your opinion.
My opinion, yes.
Right.
Thank you for my opinion. It's going well. I think it's all about making those proper adjustments. And life itself basically consists of you making changes and adjusting. And just like the weather, when it changes, we have 4 seasons of weather, right?
Yeah,
so
typically,
you have to change during those seasons, and so I think life itself brings about change, and change could be good. However, this is some change that none of us basically have actually invited, but nevertheless we're here now. So the best thing that we can do is to make the best of it. So
yeah,
one of the things that we can do is what's some of the things we can do to make the best of it?
We can be creative.
Okay.
You know, I think we can all tap into our creativity juices and find ways to compensate for not being able to go out and go to the things we usually do, like movies, because we're movie buffs. But it's okay. Mm-hmm. Or going out to restaurants. It's okay. So this is kind of, I believe, like resetting us as families, as husbands, as wives, to try to think about what can you do that brings you really close. Not just going out and buying stuff, but what do you have right in your home, your apartment, your house, wherever you live, to use, to do, to think about. And so one of the things we came up with is we think it's important to have during this season a time of reflection for your marriage. So we want to encourage you, think about that time of reflection for your marriage. And so that for us will entail, we came up with 2 questions. And we're going to preface it by saying we haven't answered the questions yet because we want to share our answers with you on our next podcast. But the first question, so basically what you do, these 2 questions, you put one in one column, the other one in the other column. You know, your husband does it on his own, and then you as a wife do it on your own. And we are suggesting to make it fun, right, hon? You can kind of either sit on the floor or sit in your bed and write your answers. So basically you're sitting there, you could be back to back on the floor on your bed, right? Writing your answers, getting it down, and be honest. Is honesty important, honey?
Oh, definitely. Regardless, the simplest things are the greatest thing. Honesty is the best policy.
So these are the 2 questions we came up with. First question, first column. What have we done well as a couple? So it's time for us.
You mean dating back from the very beginning?
However you feel that you need, how far you need to go. So if you want to go all the way back from the beginning, or you want to go the last 5 years, last 10 years, it all going to depend on how long you've been married. If you've only been married a year, of course, it's from that start. So you have to determine when you want to start that. Okay. What have we done well as a married couple?
That's good.
That's column 1. Then column 2 is, what have we not done so well as a married couple? Yeah, that's something to think about. Yeah. So again, make it fun. Again, sit on the floor, sit on the bed. Like I said, we can suggest doing it back to back. And then give yourself how much time you think you should get? About 5 or 10 minutes. We don't want you to write a whole thesis.
Yeah, give yourself at least 15 minutes. You want
to max.
Juggle the thought process. Some things you may have to retrieve, have to go back a little bit further than others. You know?
If you can see his face. It's like we're computers. He's like, go back, chime in, rewind, So let's say max 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
So remember, the questions again are column 1. What have we done well as a couple? And what have we not done so well in column 2? And remember, you're doing it separately. Another thing we came up with in our creativity, because we're in the house, right? So the next thing is, and I kind of started this yesterday, not even realizing it, but it just kind of came to me as well. I was talking about this morning. It says, pull out some of those old recipes. Now, I know some of you may be like, pull out old recipes. What are you talking about? So for some of us, depending on the age group, you may have had recipes that maybe your grandmother or your mother had. You can pull stuff off the internet if you like. but we're talking about recipes that you don't really see anymore. Like, for example, my mom she was a great woman. She cooked pretty much every day. She was part of the old school gang, right? And so even before she transitioned out of this earth, she had already written all her recipes on paper. And I really need to get those laminated. So this is probably a time to do that. But she had a lot of different recipes that she literally wrote out for me. And can I say it's for me? She wrote them out and I say it's for me because I ended up with them. So I started thinking about those recipes. So if you can relate to that, if you have any old recipes, like my husband, I know his grandmother and mother, did they cook? Oh, yeah.
Oh, they cook. Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. So that's another exercise, right? Mm-hmm. Thinking about old recipes. See if you have any, but just think about if you don't have anything written like me, and then pull those out and maybe make some of those things together.
Yeah. That's good.
And if you don't have to make those things together, like for us, I'm not necessarily working from home at this moment because of where I work. It's not an option, and I won't get into that at this moment. But you can either make it together, or you can make it by yourself, one spouse, and then share it with the family. Mm-hmm. But I think making it together will be a good example of coming together as a family. If you have small children or children of any age that are in the home, I think that would be a good activity. What do you think?
That would be a great activity.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that cooking is essential anyway.
Especially now.
Eating is essential. But
eating is essential.
And a lot of people may not think that cooking is essential, but it can be a pleasant thing to do. And also it can be rewarding. And also it can be that time of really reflecting and, increasing that skill set.
I think so.
If you're not that great of a cook, then you have to practice at it. And practice does make improvement. It doesn't make perfect, but it does make improvement.
Yeah.
So you can improve on those culinary skills as well.
And guess what? You have a lot of time right now, right? If we are abiding by the rules for safety, we have a lot of literally we up in the house 24/7. Think about it. I mean, I don't believe we went out yesterday at all. I know people have to go to the store when they run out of supplies and things like that. But typically you're in the house. So you have plenty of time. You could be baking at 1 a.m. if you choose. It's up to you. I don't know. But we just want to challenge you and encourage you in that. So remember, the first exercise is to answer those two questions. What have we done well? What have we not done so well? And then pull out some old recipes if you have them, if you can find them. Maybe this is the time to start looking through your stuff and start purging. Who knows? But if you can't find any, just go online and maybe Google, old-fashioned recipes. But at any rate, this is an activity. So with that being said, we want to really just say, hey, hang in there. It's another day. We ticked off another day of our own social distancing and self-quarantining. Keep ticking off those days. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Make sure you love on your family extra. Now, ending this podcast as someone's trying to call while we're on the podcast. But at any rate, we will be talking to you soon. And guess what? The next podcast, we're going to talk about what did we discover with our questions. And we're going to be looking for you to do it. So make sure you check us out on our website, enrichmymarriage.com. Also, if you want to submit your answers that you came up with, you can send it to our email address, enrichingyourmarriage@gmail.com, and we will read those. Now, if you want us to share those with the audience, just put in your email, okay, these are our answers, and yes, you are free to share those, because I think that's important for us to build a community to share, especially during this season of time. So that's me. That's it for me. What about you, hon? That's it?
That's it for me.
We are going to sign off on this podcast, and we will be checking with you soon. So remember, you can also still go on Amazon.com and check out our books, Marriage Takes 3, and any other books we may have. All right? We'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.